Hey everyone, welcome back. Our next guest has a career spanning over 3 decades, 3 Grammy Awards, 20 million albums sold, starring roles on Broadway, numerous hits in English and Spanish, co-wrote the #1 hit single Coming Out of the Dark for Gloria Estefan. He's also written hits for Jennifer Lopez, Ricky Martin, and his self-titled album, Jon Secada, which includes Pop Plastic, Just Another Day Without You, was certified triple platinum in the US back in the 90s, establishing him as one of the first bilingual artists to have international crossover success. And he is, he's an international superstar. He's also written a memoir titled A New Day and is currently serving as the voice of the King of Hearts in Disney Junior's Alice's Wonderland Bakery. However, his efforts go beyond the arts as he's devoted himself to various charitable groups all over the world, actively contributing to many causes that help Hispanic Americans, children, putting an end to child abuse, AIDS research, and education. His most recent visit to New York was to film the PSA for Boricua College to encourage those who have chosen to pursue studies later in life. Here now to share more is 3-time Grammy Award-winning singer, songwriter, Latin pop culture icon, humanitarian, Jon Secada.
Okay, thank you, Rhina. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir, for making the time to be with us today. I am fanning, obviously. The teenage girl in me is in awe that I'm interviewing Jon Secada, and the fact that you continue to use your voice and your platform as a means to elevate our cultura is so admirable. We really don't have enough time to discuss your trajectory, so I'm going to let you take the floor in sharing. I guess we'll start with your visit to New York.
Yeah, it's great to be back in the city. New York means a lot to me, personally, professionally. So I have I have a soft spot for New York City, and so it's wonderful, and it's great to see the city coming alive again after everything that we've been through. It's never a bad time in New York City, but now that things are finally we're getting to that we're that hump of what we're all I've had to endure is coming to an end. It's great to see the city again just coming alive the way that it should.
Thank you. I agree. Like there's a different energy. And so that being said, like how do you choose your projects, right? Because it seems you're very conscious about who you partner up with and how you're loaning yourself to serve as a voice.
Well, education has always been something that means a lot to me. I'm a product of education. That's the reason that I have a career is because I went to college. I wanted to excel in music, and that's my successes, the people that I work with, all my colleagues, everything that became the network that I've known, and that the way that I started my career, it started because of my education. And I was inspired first by my high school music teacher, and then and had different mentors, starting with her, and then mentors that I had that were a part of my college career. I have a bachelor's and a master's degree in music, and so that was an integral part of who I am as a professional. So, and education as a Hispanic American, as an Afro-Cuban American, for me, to speak about that, to encourage that, to always be at the forefront of what education can represent to anybody, to whether you're young or old, at any stage of the game. For Latinos in this country is so important, so important. It's crucially important to keep encouraging that, to talk about it, and to for anybody that can try to be a voice, a positive example, to embrace that the idea of what education can represent to your life, and that's the reason that one of the main reasons, really, in terms of giving something back, that it's meant so much to me through the years. always being attached to what it is to what education can represent and what it should represent, and especially in our Latinos communities, because we suffer sometimes from that, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we suffer from not following through, starting from grade school, high school, and then higher learning. So that's something that I will always be a spokesperson for, always encourage, again, at any age, for anybody to go ahead and go for it. Follow your dreams, attach to education.
And Boricua College is a unique college too. Aside from the bilingual studies that you can actually they serve or offer, you can actually go. It doesn't have an age, right, bracket in which you need to be in order to study. And so, what do you have to say to those who have maybe decided later in life, like, well, you know what, I think I'm going to get a degree in whatever studies they choose to pursue?
Well, that's the beauty of education. It's never too late to start, and it's never too late to learn. I'm still learning. I learn every day. And if I don't learn formally because I go to a college, I learn because I want to keep investigating what's going on with music, with the music industry, with technology. So many things that are always a part of a learning process. Yeah, it's never too late to follow your dreams, attach to education. And and that's something that we forget, obviously, as we get older, that maybe it's too late to kind of open up our brains and our hearts to really want to go back to school. But I really, really believe that. I really believe that if that's what you want, if that's what you're after, your brain and your heart will always be open to receive information and to learn and for knowledge to be a part of who you are.
Right. It's all about development and maintaining that mentality of being a student of life. And I mean, even yourself, right? I mean, with all the accolades that you've received and all of the global recognition, I mean, you just decided to go back and write a book, like you just wrote a memoir that is kind of like, oh, so now I'm an author, right? That's a whole nother aspect of your artistry. And that within itself took a certain level of commitment. So I'm just sharing that because it's admirable to just see how you've chosen to work on projects, including the voiceover work that you're doing. It's for a children's channel. So it's like you're living also the charities that you support.
Yeah, I love diversity. I love being as involved as I can. I'm celebrating this year 30 years since my very first CD came out. And I feel so lucky that I've had the opportunity and to have embraced and accomplished so many things in my career, whether it's professionally, but also as a humanitarian, and to pass it on to my children. My daughter actually graduated with a musical theater degree from Michigan. She's living in New York City right now. So, and the fact that I can pass it on, starting with my own family, that's something that, again, for me is blessings over the last 30 years to still have that passion to want to give and to want to be able and have the opportunity to pass it forward.
And so in everything that you've experienced in life, what has been the most fulfilling accomplishment for you?
Well, there's several accomplishments. I think the Grammys is one of the 3 Grammys that I've received is something that means a lot to me professionally, because having the respect from your colleagues, your peers, that's something that's amazing. And then there's key moments, just pivotal moments in my career, the Broadway shows that I've done, the opportunity to have performed with musical legends like Frank Sinatra, with Luciano Pavarotti, and to have traveled the world, to have had an international career. When I really think about the scope of the things that I've been able, thank God, that I've been able to the opportunities that I've been able to take advantage of, I'm just lucky that's been a part of that, part of my life. But I think those situations and those moments I think stick out. Those particular awards and those particular collaborations, because that's something that I never in my wildest dreams thought that was going to happen at the beginning of my career.
So before we go, do you credit that more to your artistry or your education or both?
Always start with education. I am a
Education.
product of education. When I work on my songs, work with other producers, my confidence, and that's very important, key word, confidence. My confidence comes from that. It comes from the fact that indirectly, directly, who I am and what I do inside my head and my heart, it comes from a place that of higher learning for me. Again, this have to be like for everybody, but that's why I encourage it. Confidence is such a key pivotal role for all of us to be able to do whatever we want in life, right? So, and that's the one thing that I attach education to the most. Knowledge, and intelligence is confidence.
Nice. There you have it. Higher learning, everyone. You heard it right now from our Latin pop culture icon, 3-time Grammy Award-winning singer, songwriter, and humanitarian, Jon Secada. Thank you so much for taking the time to bring this to our viewers.
Thank you, Rhina.
Thank you. And you guys, for more information on him, you could also go to his website, jonsecada.com, and be sure to follow him on social media at Jon Secada. All right, stay tuned because Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup is coming up next.